You guys want to play a little 53?
Sure.
Being the 53-man roster because things heated up a little bit. So, what? 2 quarterbacks, right? That's easy. No problem. Running back. Jacobs for sure. I feel like Zamir solidified himself.
Yeah.
Abdullah, Bolden, and Brown's not even on here.
Yeah, I think they take those 4 plus the fullback, Jakob. So it means Britton Brown and Walter going to the practice squad, which I think is a damn good practice
Jacob's
squad.
for sure. Jacob's for sure. He's the only
fullback, yeah.
Okay.
And his name is Jakob.
Right?
Yeah.
Jakob Janssen. I really wish it was Janssen. So it'd be Jakob Janssen instead of Jakob Johnson. That alliteration. Wide receiver. Adams, no-brainer. Renfro, no-brainer. Hollins, no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
No-brainer. Yeah. So now the question is, do we keep 5 or 6 wide receivers? We should probably end with wide receiver because I think it's going to be like they're going to – because that's our deepest position, and they're going to keep as many as they can based on how many positions they have left, right? I feel like that's their strategy. Like they want to keep all these guys, basically, right? Minus Zuber, minus Stoner, but they want to keep Adams, Renfro, Hollins, Johnson, Turner, Cole. I mean, you'd want those guys on your team, right? None of those guys you're like, oh fuck him, right? But you keep 5 or 6.
Keelan Cole's a really interesting one, man. If you would have told me at the start of this preseason that DeMarcus Robinson and Keelan Cole were both going to not make the roster, like, can you even imagine that conversation? But it's looking that way. Like, Keelan Cole was still playing deep into the 3rd quarter. He might have still been playing in the 4th quarter.
He was playing in the 4th still, yeah.
Which is crazy.
I keep saying it. It's your name is great, but what do you put on the field? And that's what you have to take a look at. It's the last preseason game, and he's still in the 4th quarter. What is he trying to still prove, either to the coaching staff or to other coaching staffs in the league, of what he can do? If he was on the roster, he wouldn't be out there.
Yeah. So I guess that's the question, right? How many you're keeping, and then who is if it's only 5, who's the odd man out of the 3 between Johnson, Cole, and Turner?
If you go off production of what we've seen, I think Cole's the guy. The odd
off preseason only, Cole's definitely not the guy, right? Off
also,
preseason
too,
exclusively.
you have to take a look at who's playing in the end of games and who's playing against better competition and who's performing. And not only is Turner and Johnson, not only are they playing early in the games against better competition, but they're producing.
Johnson, I think, is a lock, honestly. I think he's put himself in that position where he's a lock now. So
after today,
DJ Turner,
pretty good.
Yeah, it's like it's Keelan Cole or DJ Turner. Is there more dead cap if we get rid of Keelan Cole right now, or was it a small 1 year? Because that could be the decider, honestly, with the amount of dead cap that we're eating right now.
Mm-hmm. Tight end's interesting too, right? Waller, Morrow, no brainer. And then do you keep? I thought for sure it'd be Bowers and Hornstead would be gone. Hornstead, maybe you keep 4. With how many 2 tight end sets I think that they're going to be using?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Nah.
I don't think so.
Practice squad him?
Yeah, if we
Practice
can.
squad Hornstead?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think you keep Horstead over Bowers.
Really?
Yeah. Just based on preseason, this is the thing. Like, we're not seeing training camp or anything like that, but Bowers had a penalty today. Horstead had a good game against the Vikings. He was probably our number 1 threat that game over the middle. He got some nice catches, nice plays. Bowers really hasn't shown anything.
He had a big game on a super wide open, like, miscommunication and coverage, which, you know, again, he did when he was handed a gift and he slam dunked it, which is what you want. But I don't know if how much of it was him being a stud. That's something to follow.
Well, look at this. Deshaun Woods asked or said Bowers was still playing in the 4th quarter. Now, is that because we don't have a lot more tight ends, or do we showcase him for something? Or
is he might be talking about Bauer, like the defensive end, to Sean Bauer.
I don't know. He said Bowers.
Either way,
he was saying Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
Oh my God, RJ, that's 2 in a row, just dead. Like flatter than a bowl of piss, dude.
You guys just don't get my sophisticated sense of humor.
Is that what it is?
So O-line. Here's where it gets fun. Colton Miller. I think all 4 of these guys we keep. Whether I don't think Simpson may not start, but we're definitely keeping him. 4 keepers.
So those 4,
Parham
Illuminor,
for sure.
Parham,
Jermaine for sure.
and from what we saw today,
That's 6.
Barton. From what we saw
Dude.
today,
Jackson Barton. Jackson
So
Barton
that's
had a
7.
game today.
that's 7.
7 or 8.
We gotta have
Actually,
8. We have to
eight
have
at least,
8.
right? 8
Yeah,
at least.
Bars has been good. Munford hasn't been all that great. He needs to be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Meredith,
I think that's the
again,
only way
practice
Leatherwood
squad.
makes the squad. If it's like, all right, we keep at least 8, maybe 9. At least he's like healthy. It's like that keeps him above like Mumford and other guys.
Olaseni.
That's the
Olaseni
only
played
thing that keeps
today.
him. Yeah.
Olaseni played today. Well, I'm not saying he's going to make the squad. What I'm saying is he played today, and he looked markedly better than Leatherwood.
I don't know
That's
about
how
that.
poor Leatherwood looked. Okay, well, let's watch the tape again. I'll show you. I'll
Sure.
show you examples, and we'll have a date. We'll make it a date.
Olaseni, I've kind of watched him all preseason. He's not where he needs to be. He's not going to be starting anytime soon, even as a backup.
Defense. Let's start with defense. Defensive line. Crosby, Nichols, Jones, Vickers, Farrell,
The fuck?
or wait, 1, 2.
Okay.
Where's Hankins at?
Where am I go? Yeah, Hankins is IR, right?
No, he's
he's
back
back,
now.
right? Where is
Yeah,
he?
he's back.
This is
Didn't update it. All right, so
Mhm.
so put Hankins here, right? This is our starting 4, right? Crosby, Hankins, Nichols, Jones, right?
Okay.
If we're in a 4-3, that's our starting 4.
Mhm.
Keep Billings,
Pico.
Bauer,
Bauer definitely after this preseason.
Okay.
Look,
Vickers
you're
for
probably
me
gonna
definitely.
keep
got to keep Kuntz. He's
Got to
developing
keep
well.
Kuntz.
Okay,
That's
so
7.
look, Farrell. Okay, Farrell, Vickers. That's 2.
This
Billings.
sure this fell, right?
That's 4. No.
Farrell Jr. or Farrell?
Farrell Jr.
Farrell Cat or Farrell Jr.
Cleveland Farrell again is another lost cause. He
Yeah.
just doesn't get it out there. It just doesn't look like it looks when other guys are playing.
Hmm. He missed the entire preseason. You know, this was kind of the make it or break it. I will say Butler and Farrell have sort of been up and down. Like, they're not going to be sort of more than a rotational piece at best. Like, they're not going to get snaps over Vickers. They're not going to get snaps over Billings.
Sean, what's
So I
a good
wouldn't be
point?
surprised if one of those go.
Cleveland Farrell only played 2 series. That generally means that they're keeping him. I think he's an $8 million cap hit if we cut him.
God, it's so bad. These
Fourth
picks
overall,
are
baby.
so terrible.
Guaranteed
These
money.
picks are so
4th
fucking
overall. Linebacker. How many do we keep? 4? 4 in the practice and 1 or 2 in the practice squad?
It all depends on the wide receiver number.
Mhm.
The wide receiver, because of special teams, the wide receiver, linebacker, running back number, those are kind of like all kind of intertwined. Depending
Let's
on
say 4.
you want to do
Let's-
4.
Let's say 4.
That's easy.
right?
Easy
Especially
4.
in 2022, right?
Brow,
Exactly. that's what I was
Perriman,
gonna say.
Diablo, and Masterson. That's the best 4.
I would
by
agree,
far.
especially given the context of like a Jonathan Abram. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to spend most of his time near the line of scrimmage, I think. At which point you take the additional safety over another linebacker, and that's kind of how this is geared. Like, you wouldn't take Darian Butler over like a Roderick Teamer, you know?
Mm-hmm. Maybe Butler's the practice squatter because he can fill in a lot of things. And then DBs. Yassine's on, Abrams on, Merrick on, Hobbs on, Mullen on. That's 5. Averett for sure. Is he a
Yeah.
bubble or is he for? He's
Yeah.
for
No,
sure,
he's
right?
for
That's
sure.
6. Meek.
Harmon,
Yeah, Harmon's
bubble?
pretty much for sure.
Harmon for
7.
sure. That's 7. If Harmon's for sure, that's 7. That's 7 DBs.
We probably be like 8 or 9 DBs.
So
We're gonna
I think
Amik's,
play a
so
lot
too.
of
well, then
DBs.
Amik's number 8, right? Amik's definitely staying, even though he didn't play well. If we're keeping 8 or 9,
I don't know. What about
Teamer would be 9.
Teamer and Polomau are like that last 2 that are going to be there.
I think it's Teamer or Amik is what it's going to come down to, and I think they'll go with Teamer. But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Who's
though.
better on special teams? And Meek's out there on special teams.
Teamer is too, though. Teamer's had some good, yeah.
And then this beautiful,
You know-
glorious special teams. Oh yeah, Daniel. Oh,
You know
yeah,
what's-
AJ. Oh yeah.
Before we
Trent.
move off of cornerbacks, Sam Webb is a dark horse to make this roster because he's had a really good fucking preseason.
Huh?
And everything about like the height, weight, the speed, the long arms, the big hands, like he is a sort of prototypical dude. And he's had some really fucking nice plays this preseason. So like I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks on.
Can we jerk off to our special teams, please?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Daniel. Oh god, yeah. Oh AJ, your leg. Oh my god. Oh, Hunter Renfro, punt returner. Oh, that's smart. I like that.
Hey,
Trent.
did you happen
Wait.
to hear what Tim Brown said about special teams, Rory?
I did. I mean, you guys aren't going to move me off this. Like, it is what it is. It's and 85% of the nation agree with me as well. So you can both move.
Congratulations for making it all the way to the end of our video. If you want Darren Waller to catch 20 touchdown passes next season and for Max Crosby to have 30 sacks, go ahead and subscribe and click the next video.